Hi guys, I'm going to be making a black raspberry and vanilla soap. It's going to be purple and a light green color. I haven't decided if I wanted to use white or not, so I just got titanium dioxide off to the side just in case. I'm going to be using chia seeds for an exfoliant, and my fragrance oil, black raspberry vanilla, is going to be for matte oils. I'm adding a half a cup of goat's milk and a half an ounce of colloidal oatmeal. And since I don't have my heavy whipping cream that I usually like to add, I'm going to try adding an egg. And I'm also going to be using some white kaolin clay for matte oils. And in my lye water, I have some salt and sugar and Tusca silk all dissolved in there. I just pulled this lye water out of the freezer because I wanted it to be fairly cool so my egg won't fry and my milk won't scorch. I like to add the milk first so I won't have any problems once it's too thick. If I add the lye first and then I have to get all the clumps out, I don't want it to be too thick, so I like to mix it in first. This is 1 teaspoon. I added about 3 of them. They weren't completely filled to the top, so I'll say it's 2.5 to 2 tablespoons of the white kaolin clay. I'll put my egg in after trace. Some people say it doesn't matter whether you put your oils, your super fat oils before or after trace, or some people say it doesn't even matter whether you put your oils in, your fragrance oils, I mean, before or after trace, because they say the lye is going to affect it, however it's going to affect it, no matter in which order it goes in. I'm a new soaper, so I don't really know. It kind of makes sense. They say the lye is going to eat what it wants, saponify what it wants, and no matter which oil that goes in, but it's just kind of more of a preference, how it happens to you, what your experience was. To mix in my powdered additives in first, just so I can get all the clumps out without worrying about getting too thick of a batter. Others like to rehydrate their milks before they add it in, so they won't add it in dry. They'll use it as their lye water. I have never done that. I'm just too nervous of my milk scorching. And I don't want to have to wait forever for the lye to dissolve if I decide to add it in as little ice chunks. That takes 20 years and I'm already impatient enough. There's too much waiting in soap as it is. I didn't want to add one more thing to wait for. I'm going to try some type of a hanger swirl and use my Essential Depot red silicone mold. Well, it looks like I have no clumps. That's perfect, no clumps. So I can add the lye. I like to strain my lye. Now the gloves gotta go on before I touch the lye. And I notice a lot of soapers, they have the gloves on from start to finish. I only have the gloves on when I'm working with the lye directly, especially pouring. But once I get to at least a light trace, I take the gloves off. I know the lye is still active, of course, even at a light trace, but it's just so much easier to work without the gloves on. I caught a little undissolved silk in my strainer. I like to rinse out my strainer before it dries, because then it's going to be really hard to pick off that undissolved silk fibers that are stuck on there once it gets hard. So I rinse them off before that happens. Okay, my lye is in. I want to get it to a light trace. It's kind of thick already. Soap gets thick if you're going to be using so many powders. I just like the way milk soap feels though. I really like milk soaps. Once I've used them, I haven't stopped using them since. Been soaping for about 6 months, and at least half my soaps have been milk soaps. In the beginning, I have never tried it, but once I did, never made a non-milk soap since then.
Mom, Mommy,
What?
go see Daddy.
Okay, go on. Go see Daddy.
Open the door, Mommy.
Open the door? Okay, hold on. Let me pause this. Okay, now my egg is in. Hope it ain't too thick, so I can make some type of swirl. I still see a little yolk. And that should be enough. I'm adding 3.8 ounces of my black raspberry vanilla. Should probably add my chia seeds in now too. Just gonna eyeball it. I like to eyeball things. See how that looks. I like a light to medium exfoliation. So a little more will be fine. That should be enough. I always add more once I color. Once I add the color in, if I don't think it's enough. Smells really good. Now let me separate it off for the colors. The majority is going to be purple, and the other part is going to be just a little bit of green. I want a tiny bit of green. Just a little more. Really curious to see how this green comes out. Finally get that neon green I see everybody have. I usually just have the dark greens, the hunter greens. I prefer the brighter colors. Oh, I really like this green. And it mixed in so well, I don't even think I have to stick blend this green. Just a little. Perfect light green. Still have just a drop of this. I want every bit of it because I'm really liking this green. I'm so glad I got this green from Mad Oils. It's called the Mechanical Pea. And I heard they're making a vibrant or a bright set or a vibrant set of colors. I can't wait till that comes out. Okay, that green is done. Off to the purple. This looks like a pinkish purple. I think I'm gonna need more of the purple. That purple's too light. It's more of a pink than a purple. Hold on. This purple is Radiant Plum Oxide from Brambleberry. That should be enough. I love this little frother from Brambleberry. It comes in so handy when you're mixing your colorants. Gets out all the clumps. Hope it was enough that time. We shall see. Did a little better. It's still not as deep as of a purple as I wanted. It's like a purple pink. It's not a bright pink, but it's a pretty color. Let me get my mold and decide which type of design I'm gonna even do. know you have one idea in your mind, and then once you actually start trying to get things to play out, it does not come out that way at all. And only God knows how the top's gonna come out, because I don't know if I'm gonna do a textured top or if I'm gonna do some type of swirl on the top. This is a very light pink purple. Wish it was a darker purple. But it smells really good, and I got to use some seeds finally. So purple's in. Give a good stir to the green. Smack this down. I like to smack it down in between pores. Yeah, I see it getting some bubbles out. I want it to kind of be on one side, and then I'll see once I put the hanger swirl through it how it comes out. Save just that much for the top. The rest of the purple pink through it. I was wondering if I should fill up one of my Hello Kitties with the rest. I don't think I'll have enough, so I'll just fill this up to the top. Get every last little drop out. All those seeds that are still stuck on the bowl. It's still too thin to do too much of a textured top. I might have to wait if I decide to do that, depending on how whatever swirl I'm gonna make on top looks. If I don't like the way the swirl comes out, then I'll just wait and do some type of texture to it. I really like the way the seeds look through it. It really makes it look like real fruit, like a real fruity thing with seeds. I gotta get my box out, the box that holds this in place like that. I don't know how the other soapers have their videos look so organized and so thought out and planned out, because no matter how much planning I do, my videos don't come out the way I want, my ideas don't come out the way I want. Not that they come out terrible, it's just I almost don't even see the thought of planning anything anymore when it comes to soap making. Can't plan it. Let me see. I'm gonna do with this. Stick it in here. Bring it up. Bring it down. And as you can see, I have no idea what type of swirl I'm making. We'll see how it comes out once it's cut. I don't want to do it too much. I'm going to try to do a textured top, but I got to give it a couple minutes to set up some more. I'll bring you back once it's set up, and I'm going to have the box that keeps this from bowing out. And hopefully in about 10-15 minutes or so, I'll be able to do some type of texture. Maybe sprinkle a little bit more chia seeds on top, or maybe I'll do some type of drizzle. I don't know. We'll see what happens once I come back and this sets up. Okay guys, I'm back. I couldn't find the box that I usually keep this in, but I noticed that this also fits in my cutter, my Brambleberry cutter. So I just placed it in there, and I don't have no more problems with the bowing. I just made little peaks on top, so I just pushed everything from this side over and then everything from this side over. So it has like a slight little mountain on top, not very high though. And I just sprinkled some more chia seeds on the top. I'll try to give you a close-up of what I mean. So there's nothing fancy with this top at all. I'm curious to see how the inside's gonna look. As you remember, I poured the purplish pink color first. I poured the green on one side, and then I put the hanger swirl in it, and I just kind of made like circles through it and dragged it through to see how the color bled from the green one into the purple ones, just slightly. I'm gonna see if that came through once I cut it tomorrow. I'll also tape the cutting so you can see how that comes out. Well, thank you for watching. I'll attach the cutting part of this video to the end of this one. Thank you.